Today is August the 10th, 2019. I'm still very sick. They came a couple days ago to fix my air conditioner. Actually, my air conditioner messed up a while back. It was leaking water all over the inside instead of leaking on the outside. And they came to fix it. They had to pick it up and level it out, but it still didn't work right. So I bitched about it for about 3 months till I finally had enough of it. And I had to get ugly and I had to send another email to the president of the management company. And they brought me a new air conditioner and a new couch. But when they took the old one out, the bottom was covered in mold. No damn wonder I'm sick. If I'm not better by Monday, I'm going to try to go to the doctor. I'm hemorrhaging money here. The lady I work for is gone. She moved to California. I did not get to see the kids before she left. I'm too sick. I'm the only one that's not got well. So I'm going to try to go to the doctor Monday if I'm not show some signs of improvement. But I'm not getting better at all. I'm going to do this video. I've had more requests to do this video than any video request I've ever had on any topic. So now's the time to do it. This is Heliophont's channel. I Pet Goat 2. We're going for the symbolism. I'm not interested in what other people's idea of symbolism is. So much of the symbolism is perverted. You don't really know what you're looking at. Right off the bat, this is the first thing they show us. Why would they show us this? What is this? I know what this is. I grew up around barbed wire fences for the cattle, and we always just nail the barbed wire right to the post. The only reason this little thing right here to put the barbed wire on is because you've electrified it. It keeps from the post burning down. It's ceramic. This is a ceramic adapter that they use to run what you call hot wires. And so they've electrified. The barbed wire is electrified. So we're looking at an electric fence. The lights come on. Immediately, you're going to see the stick man with his dog, the cage, everything's in the electrified fence, and the lights come on, right? Time for the show to begin. Here's the spotlights. There's our favorite little goat, a blue-eyed goat, no doubt. He's got the UPC code on his head. This is corporate America. America is the goat. Let's just watch it. The goat he's hypnotized. There he goes. And it's perverted. It's going the spin is counterclockwise. This is a symbol of the beginning of the perversion of the symbolism. I would have, even his head, not only is his eyes spinning backwards, his head spinning backwards, all the I Pet Goat symbolism is spinning backwards as well. I want to say something about this before I go any further. Who done this? Who is Heliofont? What organization does he belong to? Is he a white hat, a red hat, a black hat? From the symbolism that I see, the way it's put together, looking at the thing as a whole, I would tell you that this came out of what is known as Prairie de Zion, the Priory of Zion. That's who put this out. That's who they're affiliated with. I'm going to keep alright, big tail here. We're looking at Satan. This is the mutable cross. This is the mutable cross. The puppet master. He's got a bloody ring on his Jupiter finger. He's got the money ring on his Mercury finger. And the Jupiter-Saturns are together. Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. We've been through this. He's got the reptilian skin, or leathery. Looks like tan leather, really. But I consider this the mutable cross. It's a bloody cross. It's an upside-down cross. And it's ruled by Jupiter and Mercury. Got to keep that in mind. He's pulling the strings. This entity, Mercury and Jupiter, are pulling the strings. Jupiter rules empire. Mercury rules commerce. Jupiter has a seat. Mercury has a seat. Jupiter's seat is Rome. Mercury's seat is New York, Wall Street. And they're pulling all the strings. And here comes the cast of characters. Puppet number 1. He's got on the dunce hat with the D on his head. They're telling you he's a dunce, he's a puppet. Now, in art, alchemical artistry, that's what I'm going to call it, because that's what all of this is. That's what all iconography is, especially coming from Europe, from the Catholics. And that's where this is coming from. Remember, I'm telling you, I think it's the Prairie de Sion because it is one side attacks the other. And they're required to release information even if it's perverted. Let's continue. So we got Baby Bush here. Complete nuts hat. Everything here has meaning. Every line, every stroke, every symbol. He's putting up the stop hands, right? He's doing the tap dance. He's doing exactly what the puppet master's telling him to do. This is the classroom where he's reading the book when the towers come down. This is the iPet go-to classroom where he had the book and he's reading the book upside down in the original video. This over here is Oprah. She's the opera house. She's got the letters. It's the spell, right? America loves her. The brain symbolism with the lightning bolt. The lightning bolt means artificial initiation. And they're doing it in the school, right? All schools are now Masonic. All schools are now Masonic. And she's enlightened. She's got on her purple, right? The snowflakes over here, double meanings. We got our snowflakes, has the corporate voice now. They're the voice of America now, the snowflakes. And it also is a timeline telling us what time it is. He's doing the dance. Another thing, his suit with his red and white striped tie. And normally they either wear red or blue. This one's red and white. Okay, the head spun around. That's from The Exorcist. That means possession. And they show you the shark, right? He suddenly gets a completely different expression on his face. All right, here we go. Everything here. I'm sure that this is a word, probably in Hebrew or Arabic. More likely Arabic. The French, who run the Prairie de Sion, their language is tied more to Arabic, to where Latin is tied to Greek. And they're flipped from each other. He's got a great idea. We got, of course, the phallic as a missile dropping 1, 2, 3. And we did have the 3 planes. Here you got the stick man. And he's only got 1 leg left. He's the one-legged man. Only 1 leg left. And then he is dead. Right? Stick man. And of course, that's supposed to be evolution. But evolution is love backwards. And again, I tell you, we do not evolve, we mutate. We transmutate. There's no such thing as evolution, only transmutation. We've got our, back up, our map. We all know what the map. We had Katrina, Oklahoma City bombing, the nightclub thing, Sandy Hook. It's all, they're showing you. Those are all, and then of course from the fish to the monkey, down to the perverted Homo sapien. Let's see, do they show the clock in this one? No. They spin through them scenes so fast. Now he's hostile. He knows what's going on now. And of course, our Molech owl up there. Alright, see his head sign? There he goes. Here we go. Mars, Jupiter, Mercury. Mutable cross. The church makes money off of war. And then the artificial insemination and the dragon. You see, the dragon is attached to this. The dragon, we're going to see who the dragon is in a minute. If you don't know who the dragon is yet, you're way, way behind. Okay, he spins right into Obama. Just watch. They're going to do the game. Boop. So, the entity, there is an entity that possesses everybody that sits in that seat. Just like the Pope has a seat. And when they pick the Pope and they initiate him to be the Pope, he's got to go through a ritual, a ceremony. And when they do that, he is no longer allowed to say the word I. He addresses himself as we, because he takes on a entity. The same thing here. Now he's showing you two things. One, he's got the white glove on the left hand. It should be the black, the black glove should be on the left hand, not the white glove. And he's telling you two things. One, we all know the little finger means gay, but it also means money. He's in it for the money, the notoriety. He's got the black hat, but he's trying to make you think he's the white glove. But he's wearing the black hat. It's got the purple tassel, so he is full-blown initiated. Baby Bush would have been a 32 degree. He's a 33 degree. And of course, he had, when you look at his cheek, he had the crescent moon with the mole, the star for Islam. Burning down the house back here. The house of Pisces is what's fixed to burn down. Jump right into the scene with, this is really important. There's so much controversy over this. Yin Yang. Every one of these represent its symbolism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we know who these are. The 12 are. The stag always is an old symbolism for the king. Baratheon, you'll know that from Game of Thrones. He was the stag, the king. It's one of the king's symbols. And then down the rabbit hole. The little girl's in the circle on the Masonic floor. She's the sacrifice. She has the apple, the knowledge. The knowledge. It's also New York, the Big Apple. The knowledge. It's what's happened to the knowledge. Everything goes dark. The spotlight's on the sacrifice. She drops the apple. The knowledge. It's rolling across the Masonic floor and lands. And there's so much about the 7, the C, the O. You do it one way and it almost looks like 007, right? He's got on the silver tip. That's a color for water. the moon. You get, there's an old, a tale, a story, whatever, about the silver toes. And it's an initiation thing, right? I guess like today they would put the teardrop on the face. You done your deal. You done your sacrifice. She was the sacrifice. It's done. And then the knowledge of the sacrifice. And of course, C7. Here's the big deal. When you cut an apple, there's two ways to cut an apple. When you cut it this way, you get what appears like a vesica Pisces. But when you cut it the other way, you get the five-pointed star. It's a representation of the knowledge of the heart, the knowledge of Venus. This knowledge, no man comes to the Father but by me. To activate the thalamus, you have to go through the heart, Venus, to activate the thalamus. So, the knowledge is open now. And what knowledge are we looking at? It is the lotus flower, the knowledge of the third eye. Now, this is so important because right now, the big thing, the whole world, what's really going on is all about the third temple. It's all about the third temple in Jerusalem. Everything that's happening with governments, with religions, with the markets, with all the agenda, it's most of it is distraction, but it all leads to one thing, and that is the third temple. Now, I refer you again in Revelations, and I saw the New Jerusalem descending out of heaven and adorned for as a bride, and there was no temple therein. In the new city, there's no temple, for God is with you. Your left eye has a temple, your right eye has a temple, but there's no temple in the third eye. So it's a false temple. It's a fake temple. It's an earthly temple. So we've got the third eye, lotus. Here it comes. And this knowledge terrifies him. That means the people are waking up. Different kind of woke. Not whack woke. Okay? Not whack woke. And he's terrified. Sweating bullets. Okay, we're right back at, again, it's winter, 12 o'clock. You're seeing the reflection of the valley of the shadow of death. Psalm 23, excuse me. Artificial initiation symbolism again. You got the phallic tower, which is the clock tower. It's telling you it's midnight. An artificial initiation in the valley of the shadow of death. Schoolhouse. And for half of the flag to be gone. This represents the 13 colonies or the East Coast. Understand that our country's divided between left and right. On the East Coast, the right wings want the war to be between China and America. That way the bombs fall in California. On the left, the Democrats want the war to be between Islam and America. That way the bombs fall on the East Coast instead of on California. You understand what I'm telling you? Both sides want to take America down. It's just, which way is it going to go? So this is the side that Islam takes down America. Actually, we're going to see both sides. But Islam taking down America. That's why I believe it's put out by the Priory of Sion. The Priory de Sion. It's because of the message. They each have the same message. It's just told a different way. This one's counterclockwise. Now we see the two towers coming down. It's all metaphorical. It's winter. We're in the winter of our discontent. And that's exactly where we are. Global warming, climate change, all of that is geoengineering. They need to melt Antarctica desperately. They've even considered dropping a nuke on it to melt Antarctica. This is water world. There are 3 waters, 3 earth, 3 fire, 3 air. Water world is Europe, Antarctica, and the Arctic. The Arctic Circle, Antarctica, and Europe represent the 3 places on the earth that rule water. Water has 3 states: solid, liquid, gas, fixed, mutable, cardinal. They want to move it from a solid state, a fixed state, to a mutable state, and here's the ritual. The water ritual. Here comes Anubis's boat, the ferryman. He always rides the river Styx. You got to cross the water to get to the other side. And we have the peninsula with Osama bin Laden, who they've told us is dead. Now they're telling us his son is also dead. He's got the CIA emblem on, and the crescent moon red. Look at what we've got going on here. This is really interesting what's playing out here. This is a fire symbol. Again, all the symbolism we're looking at is like the Battle of Fire and Ice. The Battle of Fire and Ice. Just over and over. In absolutely everything that's presented to us. Ooh, let me back it up. The way they do this, he's got wings on his back. You see this? He is the angel of death. We'll see another representation of him in just a minute, but that's almost Libra, right? The wings on the back is Libra, to bring about harmony and balance. Of course, that's the cardinal cross. They're drilling oil in the Arctic. This is what this is about. And they're going to pollute the oceans. They don't care about the oceans. The oceans are the people. Water's people. All right. There's that fire and ice symbolism again. And this is supposed to be Liberty, New York. So the East Coast is underwater. Water or a flood it metaphorically is translated to people, right? Immigration. And that's what really it's always been about. The people migrate to America through Ellis Island, New York. But flood can be like what's happening to Europe right now, with the people flooding in from the Middle East. Water is people. It's metaphorical. It doesn't mean, it can mean it's going underwater, but the metaphorical symbolic meaning is people. Invasion. There you go. There's your word. Yep. Now, the heavens are spinning the other way. Everything we've seen below has been spinning this way. Now they're showing us above, and it's spinning the other way. And the embryo. See who this is. He's got the, let me back that up, because he's got the reptilian eye. We know who he is. He's the puppet master. This is the eye of the one holding the mutable cross, the bloody mutable cross. In his swirl, he's getting ready to hatch the next stage, the Antichrist. And here comes the enlightened heart that activates the thalamus. The third eye, other eyes are closed. Now he's seeing with his third eye. There's the symbol of water that represents the moon. Jupiter and Mars rule water. Here I'm going to say moon. And he is the TV. He has no right eye, left eye. When I came into the body, I came through the right eye. They're doing the black eye symbolism. Understand, we've had two temples. The one temple was feminine, and one temple was masculine. And the third temple is what they're doing as the transgender temple, where the two become one. But he is the rhetoric. He's the corporate voice. He is the narrative. He's got the ring in the left ear. It's a gay woke narrative. And that's what he spews. And it's hollowing out the mind of the people. All right. The market plunge. This is the go signal for them. When the market crashes is when all hell breaks loose. This is the younger woke generation that has no hope. The narrative of the TV has got them lock, stock, and barrel. And we watch. There's our new alien technology. Ain't nothing alien about it. We dug it up from where we buried it 10,000 years ago before the flood. It's our technology. So the dome of the rock gets hit. The market crashes. The dome of the rock gets hit. Remember, they have to build the new temple. So they have to get rid of what's there. There's his butterfly, the moth, that, the moth to the flame, right, goes up in smoke. That's MK Ultra and their Manchurian candidates. They are released. Islam, the children are dying. That's like a ticker tape, right? They're starving the people. It's a ticker tape. And she's going to probably poison her child to keep him from suffering. What they're doing to the people all over the world is incredible. The beetle, of course, his right eye is done. The window to the soul. The beetle pushes the sun across the sky. Skull and bone symbolism. He's given the kid a gift. The gift is the gun. The skull and bones is the one putting the guns in the heads of the children. Totally programmed. String of pearls. He's been initiated as a child. If you understand what the string of pearls is, one, it represents the belt of Orion, the brotherhood, and also ejaculation. There goes the woke crowd of socialism. Socialism's two symbols. Latin America is drowned. The woke, they think they're woke, they're drowning in socialism. This is Venezuela, Peru, Chile, all that shit that's going on down there. And they're drowning in the toxicity of socialism. All right. Here comes our social justice warriors, thinking they're going to stop the tanks. This would be, we've been looking at what I call the East Coast. Now they're showing us a picture of what's going on in the West Coast. This would be Asian invasion. And she's going to come out here. She has the tiger on her back. Fahad in Arabic means tiger. Fahad. It's the orange and black, right? Orange is this is the woke crowd, the social justice warrior crowd. And they think they're gonna stop this. Here is Death himself. His swirls going this way on his chin, but he is at a party. He's got the party whistle. This is 1, a birthday party. 2, New Year's, because it's winter. So we're looking at America's, or the New Year's birthday party. You're looking at one of 2 holidays that we blow fireworks on. And it's pointing to New Year's Day. Now, there is a prophecy. It's a Catholic prophecy. A priest wrote a book about it, and it's called The Savior of the World. They made a movie into it, kind of a play-like movie. It used to be on YouTube. I don't know if it's still there. But the premise of the whole thing is that this dynamic character comes to America. America's falling apart, and this guy shows up and saves America. And after he finishes his term in the government here, the people of Britain invite him over to take over the government there. I thought it was going to be Obama. I thought that's exactly what they're fixing to do. But it's not. But anyway, the whole thing ends with a nuclear bomb going off in the Levant, somewhere between Israel and Lebanon. And it goes off on New Year's Day. The prophecy, there's a prophecy. The whole book was written because these are visions of this priest had these visions. And the prophecy was around Saint Sylvester's, or Pope Sylvester's birthday, which was New Year's Day. That's when it'll happen. She's done. Social justice warriors are done. Okay, we got, when you got your feet in the fire and you have red hair, that's an air sign. So this is either Libra and Aries, Gemini and Sagittarius, or Aquarius and Leo, right? There are 3. You have to know which one is which. He's got the third eye, so that tells us he's Aquarius. He's got on his crown of thorns. He's coming out of the goat behind the barbed wire. This is the age of Aquarius. It's asleep. Here's the rhetoric, just screaming down on our children. Look at them. All right. This is an interesting scene because it's coming from heaven. They're showing us the stars. Now, when you talk to blind people and they tell you that they can see images just like we do, they can produce an image in their head. Even blind people that have never seen a thing can create these, they see with their third eye. And a lot of them will tell you it looks like a picture screen. It looks like TV screens. People that have been able to see and then went blind will tell you the same thing. It's like it comes up on a picture screen. And that's what this is. This is within. And it comes from heaven and fire. This is an interesting scene. I've watched a lot of the, what do they call it? People doing what I'm doing. Other people's opinions on what they think this is. To me, he's coming out the mouth. This is, what do they call it? The uvula? The little dangly thing in the back of your throat. That's what this is. And that has to do with Mercury. And he's setting a fire. He's going in the mouth. He's coming in. And here's Shiva. Shiva has many masks. Shiva is the beginning and the end. There's these words like aloha that mean hello and goodbye. It's like that. Shiva is creator and destroyer in one. It is the feminine axis of the cardinal cross. Capricorn is the creator. The other end, Cancer is the destroyer. But it's one. It's just one thing. And that's what we're seeing here. And it changes mask, right? We're going to watch it go through the process. And this is really interesting here. A lot of people say Freemasonry's getting, this is the Antichrist, and Freemasonry's getting on board with the Antichrist. These are sheephead fish. They're called sheephead. The true lodge, not the artificially initiated one. He's in his days. Now, most interesting, from the heavens, the hand of God, divine intervention, and it's shining down on what I call Peter's phallic. It's a Peter. It has the cross. This is Peter's phallic, right? This is Rome, baby. And Rome has been harboring a secret. And it's her. Libra, the heart chakra and the masculine aspect. That's why you see the hearts everywhere. They use that power. They use the ancient power of the heart to deceive people. She's crippled. One shoe's bigger than the other. She's casting the spells. She's fertile at her age. She's fertile. And that stops. So the hand of God descends from heaven, the right hand, the hidden hand, and pretty much castrates or takes the power away from Peter's phallic. And of course, this is considered CERN, with Shiva opening the pit. This is corporate America. This is corporate world, really, but corporate America. And out of corporate America, this character is representing the third eye. Out of the legions, these are legions, comes the third eye and destroys it all. It all is turned to ashes. When that happens, TV guy, TV monster, demon, wakes up. It's getting the hell out of Dodge. There's the mainstream media running for their life. And this is what's left of our children. Just frickin' hollowed out. And death plays his song. Alright, spinning counterclockwise. This has a double meaning. This is the whirling dervishes. So it's the rise of Islam, or the rise of Turkey. Turkey rising in the Middle East. Under moon magic. Remember, Catholicism went down. It's the first to go. A new mask for Shiva. The new the death. They go through all the masks. There are 12. There's the bird. Going through the symbolism of every god that's had his turn. Now, again, back to that third temple. You have the two eyes. Each one has a temple, but there's no temple for the third eye. These two horns, they're not goat horns. They're ram's horns. There is no goat in Mendez. I've done the video. It's a ram. Just like we have wolves in sheep's clothing, we got rams in goat's clothing. And here he comes, Lotus. He came out of the mouth. Remember, he went into the mouth, which I consider the bottomless pit. What you put in your mouth has no bottom. It's never full. And he's coming out, all the lotus flowers on the water. Now he's awake. And he's got the fire in his eyes. This is the symbolism of in Revelation, of the statue in Revelations. Now the church comes down in the back. The Catholic Church was already down. This is Protestant. It comes down. Because this knowledge of the third eye destroys all of this. That's the mouth of the beast he came out of. Then we see the stars falling from heaven. And now you get the other temple, right? There are two temples. This is going to be the other one. And it does represent the calcified third eye. And down it comes. And we enter into the age of Aquarius. This thing starts out at midnight. And it's telling us the story from midnight till dawn. Right? Dawn of the Golden Age. And that is my interpretation of I Pet Goat 2. If you have any questions or comments, put them below. You're supposed to be able to zoom in on this, and every line, every symbol, every stroke of the brush has a meaning. You're supposed to be able to just zoom way in, and all of these little lines, and all of this has a meaning if you know the legend. To know the legend, you have to know who's telling the story. That's why I think that who's telling this story is coming from a French source, Prairie de Sion. That's why I believe that. Because when the other legends, in trying to interpret it, don't make sense. But using their legend does. Alright, that is LAVETTE's interpretation of Hierophant's I Pet Goat 2. If my videos have helped you, won't you please consider making a donation or becoming a sponsor to my channel to help me keep it going. And go out and do more than just commit random acts of kindness. Just let it become an everyday part of your life. Everybody needs, even if not for ourselves, for those around us. The world is getting so ugly right now. I'm not even going to do a video on all the bullshit that's been happening, because that's what they want you to do. I'm not going to comment on current events. I told you last month when I did the video, I even called out the damn days when Mars came out the gate of Cancer into Leo, what was going to go down. And it did. Right on time. So that's all I have to say about that. It was expected. It's not a shock. It's not a surprise at all. It's part of the narrative. But we see clearly the time is coming when the shit hits the fan. And that trigger, the go signal is the market crash. Then they hit the Dome of the Rock. Then Islam is released. Turkey goes on the rise. All of this is going to play out pretty much exactly like Hierophant has said so. I think the only monkey wrench in their works has been the fact that the narrative has been, there's a war over the narrative right now. They had it going in one direction to the left, and now the right's come in and pulling it the other way. Right? They're pulling it the other way. And you even see that in I Pet Goat 2. We start with seeing Islam rise, and then you see the tanks come in. Those are socialists. That's coming in on the East Coast. So you're going to get both flavors there. It's going to happen on both ends. But then the third narrative, which neither one considered, which was the hand that comes down out of heaven. It totally shuts down Peter's fake phallic. That, to me, that's what they have there when they're showing you that phallic with the cross on top. That is the stone the builders accepted. To me, that absolutely represents Sirius, or not necessarily Aldebaran, but the evil eye, Oculus Boreas in Taurus. It is the fake phallic, the fake stone, the very, very evil one that they've been using. They have been using that. And I believe it's that stone because of the woman representing Venus, which is either Libra or Taurus. That puts that is either Sirius, Aldebaran, or Oculus Boreas. The codes play all out. Y'all put down what y'all see. We'll go over some comments and questions, and if it leads to new any information, we'll just do this again and add the new information. I don't feel well. I feel real nauseous right now. Oh, wow. If I'm not better by Monday, I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to have to find out what's going on with me.